In every era, there is a myth powerful enough to reshape civilization. In the past, it was the myth of kings, then the myth of nations,
Conquest, know that they will be called to terrible account.
Имеют наглость призывать к уничтожению великой русской нации.
then the myth of markets. But today, a new myth is emerging. A myth whispered in boardrooms, debated in conferences,
My prediction is that work will be optional.
We got to have some new economic model where we share that and distribute that to people.
and coded into the algorithms that govern our everyday lives. A myth called Abunde, the promise of limitless abundance through automation, artificial intelligence, robotics, and the elimination of human labor itself. But behind this shiny vision of the future lies a story rarely told, a story of control, of unintended consequences, and of a global shift so massive it could create the longest depression in human history, and a future where no one needs to work.
I think probably people will be happy with if as long as we achieve it, which is sustainable abundance.
This is the age of Abunde. For centuries, humanity has chased a simple dream: make life easier. Machines plowed the soil, engines replaced horses, computers replaced typewriters, and now AI replaces almost everything. Tech visionaries call this the inevitable curve of progress, the idea that as technology grows exponentially, everything becomes cheaper. Food, energy, transportation, medicine, information, and at the peak of this curve sits Abunde, an economic state where many essential goods become nearly free. Politicians frame it as liberation from poverty.
and its potential to transform every type of human endeavor.
Corporations frame it as efficiency, and billionaires frame it as the next stage of civilization.
We're at the very, very early stage of the intelligence Big Bang.
But behind these speeches, a quiet truth is ignored. No society in history has survived the collapse of labor without collapsing itself. On stage, they sell a dream. Imagine a world where you don't have to work, where AI handles everything, where UBI gives you the freedom to explore your passions.
The advancements in AI and robotics will bring us to the point where working is optional.
But behind the curtain, another motive emerges. Because a world without workers is a world where labor unions disappear, strikes become irrelevant, wages no longer matter, migration is controlled, and corporate centralization reaches its peak. When machines do the work, the owners of machines own the world.
We have no idea whether we can stay in control. But we now have evidence that if they are created by companies motivated by short-term profits, our safety will not be the top priority. They are no longer science fiction.
It's not evil. It's not good. It's simply power. And power always needs justification.
And of course, what happened is with better tools, we use our brain power for something else.
So they present UBI Universal Basic Income as kindness, a safety net, a new social contract. But a question remains unanswered. If billionaires believe humans no longer need to work, why do they still work 16 hours a day?
If you're trying to make a startup succeed or you're trying to make a company do very difficult things, then you definitely need to put in serious hours.
There is a hidden paradox in the idea of abundance. When everything becomes abundant, everything becomes worthless. And when everything becomes worthless, a society built on value exchange begins to crack. Imagine a world where AI produces unlimited digital art, robotics farms generate unlimited food, 3D printers make unlimited clothing, autonomous factories manufacture unlimited goods. Beautiful on the surface, devastating underneath, because an economy only survives when people exchange value. Once value collapses, so does demand. And once demand collapses, so does civilization. This is the scarcity of abundance.
If humanity is divided, AI will escape our control and will enslave or even annihilate us.
Universal basic income is often sold as the solution. Give everyone money. Let automation handle the rest. But UBI has an unspoken shadow. It creates dependency. Not necessarily intentionally, but structurally. Because if your income comes from the state, your survival is tied to the state. And if the state itself is influenced by tech corporations providing the automation infrastructure, then the people depend on the very companies that replace their jobs.
Artificial intelligence and robotics being developed by these multi-billionaires will allow corporate America to wipe out tens of millions of decent-paying jobs.
This isn't freedom. This is economic captivity wrapped as compassion. Proponents say UBI prevents rebellion.
This is going to be a massive social challenge. Ultimately, we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
But history says otherwise. When a population loses purpose, direction, and identity, when they feel replaced, ignored, managed, they don't become peaceful. They become unpredictable. UBI may prevent immediate collapse, but it risks creating the most psychologically unstable generation ever recorded.
And universal basic income will be necessary for a lot of people who lose their jobs. And it'll stop them starving. They'll be able to pay the rent. But it won't deal with the loss of self-respect by being unemployed.
The modern world is built on wages. Wages create spending. Spending creates businesses. Businesses create jobs. Jobs create economic stability. But automation breaks this cycle. When machines replace truck drivers, retail workers, warehouse staff, accountants, designers, photographers, even programmers, spending collapses. Not all at once, but slowly, like oxygen leaving a room. GDP might grow, but household wealth declines. Corporate profit rises, but community strength falls, and the economy becomes a hollow shell.
These companies have a stated goal of building machines that will be smarter than us, that can replace human labor. We still don't know how to make sure they won't turn against us.
Technologically advanced, but socially fragile. This is why many economists fear not a recession, but prolonged stagnation, a depression stretched over decades, a future where the lights are still on, but no one remembers why.
You know perfectly well that the stuff you're developing has a good chance of wiping out people.
Every collapse in history has one common trigger: people feeling stripped of identity. Not wealth, not comfort, but identity. When machines take labor, they take identity. When UBI replaces wages, it replaces meaning.
When they have everyone on a guaranteed, universal guaranteed income pittance, you will only get it if you're a good little boy or girl.
And meaning cannot be automated. This is where the true danger lies. Not in robots replacing jobs, but in humans realizing they've become spectators in a world they no longer influence.
Citizens will be on their best behavior, because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
Rebellion doesn't start with anger. It starts with disconnection. The French Revolution began when people felt unheard. The industrial riots began when machines arrived. Modern unrest begins when entire generations feel left behind by progress they never asked for. And in a world where information spreads instantly, rebellion evolves instantly. A spark becomes a wildfire. A single injustice becomes a movement. A single malfunction becomes a symbol. Societies that eliminate work risk eliminating stability.
Do you think that's why they're spending hundreds of billions of dollars to say, hey, isn't this great? We could lower the work week. We can guarantee healthcare, high quality healthcare to everybody. We can expand life expectancy. We can solve global warming. Man, let's go do it. That's what we want to do. Do you think that's what these guys have in mind?
Probably not.
Probably not.
But here's the twist. The part rarely acknowledged. Automation itself is not the enemy. The enemy is who controls it, how it's distributed, and who benefits from the abundance it creates. Because abundance, without participation, is oppression.
Anything that you depend upon controls you. If you're dependent on the state controls you.
But abundance, with empowerment, is evolution. The future doesn't need to be a world where humans do nothing. It can be a world where humans do what machines can't. Create, imagine, heal, explore, govern, innovate emotionally, spiritually, socially. A world where AI handles the heavy lifting and humans handle the upward lifting. But only if society chooses inclusion over control. Only if abundance is shared, not owned. Only if UBI supports growth, not dependency.
If AI eliminates, let's just say a crazy number, like 70% of the manual labor jobs, truck drivers, construction workers, all that stuff gets eliminated. That's a lot of people without a purpose.
The age of abundance is coming, faster than any previous revolution, perhaps faster than we can adapt. But the future has never been a machine. The future has always been a choice.
That it was only a matter of time before AI becomes smarter than human beings.
We can choose a world where abundance frees us, or a world where abundance blinds us. A world where humans thrive, or a world where humans obey. The next great battle won't be fought with weapons. It will be fought with values. The question is not whether AI replaces work, but whether we allow the meaning of work to be replaced. Because a civilization without purpose cannot survive abundance. This is the secret no billionaire speech will ever mention.
AI and robotics are going to have a profound impact on the United States and the entire world.
The abundance they promise may come at the cost of everything else, but we still have time to think, time to adapt, time to define a future where abundance does not mean the end of humanity, but the evolution of it.